Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, that's W-O-R-I-M-I, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies. Absolute pleasure to have the whole room full of you along. Had a great time on Hogarth's yesterday, but gee, there's nothing quite like having a chat to you directly. So thank you for all those that joined us over on Hogarth's channel. First of all, entertainment only for you censors and censor bots out there. And very quickly, now this is not a plug, don't be, but I wanted to thank Brian from Maine for sending me this beautiful mug. Absolutely love it. That is not a plug to send me stuff, please. I'm actually having to go through a declutter at the moment, even though I'm not cluttered. Because we happen to have buying a block of land. So, well, it's a block of land with an old house on it. So things are going to get hectic over the next few months as we draw up plans and try and find builders and and sell this place. Hoping everything crossed that the people who buy here will let us rent while we're building at the other property. Okay, what is the news of the day? I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not going to read on this, not going to mention any more. When I said yesterday that sometimes I feel like we are the keepers of the secrets of the crypt, just be aware that the US is only one arm of the international trafficking, and that was the Epps and Diddy, etc. Just be aware of that. I'm just going to put that out there. Just know that it's a lot bigger than just Epps and Diddy. So just going to leave that there. Not going to have a look at it. There's yeah. For personal reasons. Okay, other news out. Well, apparently information has come out that the $400 million Qatar plane, the freebie, not a gift or bribe plane, that apparently is then slated for once the orange twerp, or should I say the cotton candy cockwomble, is out of office, it gets gifted to his so-called library, the Trump Foundation Library. Oh my God, this is a guy who has probably never read a book in his life. However, Freedom of Information Act apparently took 600 and something days or whatever it was for the figures to be released. The refit of the free plane is going to cost taxpayers about $1 billion, of which apparently it's already been allocated via the Pentagon. So I'm not quite sure why the orange twerp then walks away with that plane afterwards if the taxpayer has spent $1 billion refitting the plane. Surely then it becomes Air Force One for the next 30 years, but apparently it's an old plane already. Okay, what I want to have a look at, first of all, well, the news of the day was that Harris came out and released a statement that she's not going to run for the governor of California. Never saw her as the governor of California. I've said that all along. But I also don't see Newsom as president, so I'm not quite sure what's going to be coming up for Newsom afterwards. Oh, other information, Bove or Beauvais, however you like to pronounce it, Emile, was confirmed. My guides did say that the other week, got confirmed, but they don't see him staying there. So, could be some interesting times ahead. And I did have to chuckle. The Scottish government, literally, as Air Force One was taking off from Scotland, the Scottish government authorised the world's largest offshore wind farm construction. Apparently will produce 4.1 gigabytes, which is twice the amount of electricity that Scotland actually requires. So they will be exporting electricity from their wind farms. But it also does mean that they don't need to import fossil fuels. About 50% of shipping around the world at the moment is because of fossil fuels, but it also means that Scotland is not then reliant on other countries, ergo the US, Russia, etc. So the orange twerp making a deal with Starmer for the US to take, for the UK to take US fossils means nothing, because the UK won't be needing it, won't be buying it. So yeah, sure, we'll agree to take what we need, but we don't need it. Okay, right, back on to Harris. So she released her statement saying that she wasn't running for the Californian government. I know a lot of people have read on it, but I'm going to have a look at it too. Oh dear, gosh, by crikey, the absolute next day, there came a report that came out from an ex-CIA agent who is remaining anonymous, outlining the process of fiddling with the voting machines. Now, I've put the link to that in my post section. Go to Maighstir Tarot under any video, it'll take you to the main page and you'll find the post section there. But apparently, well, it goes back, I mean, they've been preparing this for decades, and I've been saying that they've been preparing this since basically Reagan times. But interestingly enough, one of the points they point out is the hanging chads of 2000, where Gore should have won, but oh gee, Jeb actually gave it to his brother, George. And but apparently the testing on the paper that was used for the voting with the punch cards, it was found out to be the paper was faulty, not the machines themselves. But by the fault, if you can hear that, that's Bindi drinking from the water bowl over there. Spot's fast asleep at my feet down here. The faulty paper instigated the shift to the electronic voting machines, which were supplied by about 3 or 4 companies, but then they conglomerated down to 2, Dominion and ES&S. But apparently Dominion and ES&S have the same machinery supplier, so they all, it comes from the same place. Now apparently this ex-CI dude got a copy of the paperwork for a update order, Eco 1188. It was apparently a very minor update that wasn't enough to trigger an independent review of the update, but it controlled the electionware that generates the vote totals for the reports. Right, so basically it created a back door where the reporting could be altered without triggering an alert. So, where on earth do we go with this? Okay. Came after the day after, Harris declared she wasn't running for governor. I'm looking at my decks of cards going, where the heck do I go with this and what do I use? I might still use my Gilded Tarot Royale, lovely beaten up deck that it is. There are so many dog ears in it that I wouldn't have a clue what card was what, so it's not like I'm cheating or anything, it's just me with my rough shuffling. So, and now also given that, is it 2 weeks? 1st of August, my goodness, where did that come from? Thank goodness it's Friday. So today's Friday, means I won't be on for the next 2 days unless something really major breaks, and then you'll see me in my boudoir. But what I want to have a look at is, 2 weeks. Yes, that's what I was talking about. 2 weeks. Rockland County court case starts. And as I'm shuffling, my guides will tell me, look at the card, the Sword of Truth. Huge truth coming out. So, given this report that's come out about the, far out, these 2 cards fell out. Significant ending and a complete and utter downfall in the face of the truth. And what's the next card? My Harris card. Death, endings, significant endings, Harris. Betrayal, treason, nightmare situation, and the Sword of Truth coming out. This is actually huge. And then the King of Swords. Action being taken, legal action. Oh, I'm tempted to see what the next one is about. The Steel. Going to be emotionally overwhelming. Where do I keep going? The cards just keep going. I'm just going to stop there for the moment and actually do the reading. Yeah, emotionally overwhelming, a cleansing, new beginning. So I'm going to say yes, this report is really significant. So who does what, where, when? Let's have a look. Now just be aware that Harris, I mean, you got to remember, oh gosh, treason and justice. I don't know who's going to bring justice. The Supreme Court is corrupt up to its 6 eyeballs, or 12 eyeballs, I should say. The DOJ, Bondi's been spinning so hard she's blown an eyeball out, so they won't be investigating. Who's going to be investigating? Okay, right, let's have a look. This information has come out. Who is going to be investigating all this? Who is going to pull it all together? Who's going to trigger whatever that needs to be triggered? Come on down. It's a really dark and gloomy day, but I haven't put the overhead lights on, so I hope this is okay. Right, the Nine of Pentacles. An independent female who has no need for money, a non-corrupted female. Why am I getting drawn to one of the Supreme Court justices, but one of the 3 women, the progressive women? I'm not going to say democratic women, because even though they were put in, they're not biased. An independent female. Okay, I'm asking who is going to bring forward this sword of truth. At the foundation, we've got the loss and the disappointment and the heartbreak and the betrayal. This is the minor arcana death card, which means endings, new beginnings. There's 2 cups still standing there, and there's a whole tree ready to be harvested. Yep, there's Spot making a getaway, finding another warm spot on the floor to lie down. Hey, what's up, mister? Yeah. So, yeah, okay, at the foundation, not all is lost, is what they're telling me. And if you can hear the feet scraping, that's Spotty heading over to his bed in the lounge room area there. In the past, this is my Fleon card, and if you're new and you're wondering who Fleon is, he's the current head of SpaceX and the company that used to be Twitter, and the soon-to-be ex-CEO of Tesla, you know, that dude. In the past. Now, the reason why I've got this as Fleon is because he's got the green robes on. Fleon got his seed money from his father, who owns a couple of slave labour emerald mines. Can't remember whether it's Zimbabwe or South Africa, but that part of the world. Right, crowning this reading, again, we've got this female figure moving this truth forward. Now, we do have under the cover of darkness here. So it might be indicating part of the moon cycle, remembering that we're about to have a new moon followed by a full moon over the next month. Who's going to be doing this? Bringing moderation, balance, fairness, trying to assess the water and fire. It's also my spin card. Let's see where we go. Externally, so this is the here and now, this is the past, this is the future. Externally in the future, this is about the unbalanced relationships, but also the rapidly fading patriarchal, misogynistic energy as well. Externally, partnerships. Internally, flipping some votes. This is one of my vote flipping cards. uncovering who got paid what potentially, but this is more about weighing the votes and then flipping them. Because when I'm talking about elections, Pentacles for me mean the votes themselves. Oh, hopes and fears. The Tower card. Blowing the crown off the top and just tearing things down to the foundation. I mean, if voting in democracy is considered sacred and it is shown to have been manipulated more than once, I'll say more than once, but mostly in this last election, it is absolutely going to tear down the belief in the democracy and the Constitution. Right, let's see where we go. The outcome, the Knight of Pentacles, information being brought forward about the vote, about agreements that were made, but this also could be agreements across the aisle to come together in regards to this. As the secrets are revealed, hidden agendas are exposed, secrets revealed. It's also full moon as well there. But yes, secrets being revealed, agreements. This could also be mercenary actions in regards to the votes and the shining the light on the snake in the path going forward, which is going to bring complete and utter downfall in the face of the truth for, is it the magician, the manipulation, downfall for the manipulation of the vote. Attempting to harvest, inability to harvest, the steal, so the inability to win the votes legally, so they stole it perhaps, finding themselves on the back foot, and restricted by the legalities of it all. There's going to be an announcement made about the vote news. Do I keep going? Because I'm looking at what's coming, because we've then got something yet not being revealed that may never be revealed, but it is about how votes were overturned, tossed out. You've got the overwhelming emotion of it, the cleansing, and you've got the abuse of power, the steal, the betrayal. And then you've got the offer being made, and then my Harris card. Oh boy, you've got here the higher authorities, information coming in potentially from overseas. You've got the Emperor, you've got the Empress, you've got the legal system, you've got the devil, and you've got being be patient. I'm just getting be patient. This can, the devil being forced to retreat, it could also be the passing of a certain somebody, but I'm just getting be patient. Oh, okay, because every skerrick of information that is getting leaked adds to the pile, so that when the time is right for this to happen, we won't end up in a civil war pushback. There'll be some unrest, but not civil war. So, where do I go with this? Who is going to show me who or what organisation is going to step in? Who or what? I am getting a working across the aisle. It's an absolute nightmare situation as the secrets are revealed and as certain people are trying to keep it hidden. Looking at you, Mikey of the Little Johnson. Who and okay, thank you. Who and what are going to... Now this is going to sound huge. This is the card of the day, the huge cleansing and emotional overwhelming in regards to the steal and betrayal and treason and the smoke and mirrors and those who were all involved in it, and karma is going to come and bite them on the bum. But I do get this working across the aisle to bring steady governance. Sounds really, really, how do I put this? What my guides are telling or showing me, however you like to put it, is that though all those that were found involved and or complicit, gone. Those that remain, and I'm talking about within Congress, so the House and the Senate, will work together as if they were all one party. Does that make sense? Whether they were voted as Republicans or they were voted as Democrats, they will come together to hold stability of government and keep government functioning. There's not going to be the sides, is what I'm getting. Now, is that yet coming together with that to keep the stability of government functioning? The stable, it can be the mercenary, but the traditional reading is the solid, dependable, stable, moving forward slowly knight. So let's have a look. As karma is coming for the emperor and all those that attach themselves to him. And then, we've got the smoke and mirrors, treason, and the stealing card, and this card again, the Ace of Cups. They ended up on the bottom again, all of those cards. Let me put them back randomly so that if they come out again, they are absolutely. So tell me, and the Ace of Cups is a big yes card. Cups are basically confirming, am I seeing what? There are options. There are options here in that, who is this independent female? Okay, let me break the questions down. Is this independent female a current progressive for the United States? Because I just glimpsed the devil there. Supreme Court judge, who will be the one that, because you've still got to have the three, okay, thank you. They're telling me there'll still be the three different branches of government. There'll be the executive, which will be the likes of, I see a 3-person panel with those underneath doing the sort of the chief of staff and the foreign minister and stuff like that. There will be the judicial, which I'm getting is this person on the Supreme Court again. Might be the three of them actually. And then I'm getting so you've got the executive, the judicial, and the legislative. And the legislative, I'm feeling, is the Congress. When everybody who is complicit is gone, whomever is left comes together to run the legislative branch. Is that right? Is that what this is going to be crazy town, because there will be Republicans as well as Democrats. Not all Republicans are guilty. Let me put it that way. A lot of them are, but not all of them. So show me is what I'm seeing. So, okay, let's start with the Supreme Court. Am I right in what I'm seeing in the Supreme Court? The proven to be independent, non-buyable, non-purchasable Supreme Court judges, judge or judges. Am I right in that? I'll just do a 3, 2, 1 and see where it goes. Am I right in what I'm picking up there? Okay, thank you. You want me to stop? Right, come on down. The offer being made and accepted, almost with humbleness, is what I'm getting there. So we've got the Knight of Cups and the Nine of Wands. Now, often I say this is a surrendering card, but I'm feeling like this figure here is being bestowed. Almost like, you kneel and get knighted in front of the king or now the queen, being bestowed with the honor of this. And there are guidelines for them, guardrails for them to follow. And here it is, here's the ace. So this person accepting the ace, here is the Ace of Wands. So that's a yes. We've got here the abuse of power, the betrayal, the stealing, the win at any cost, and the secrets being revealed. So this is what they're being bestowed upon them to uncover, reveal. Let's see how it goes. Now, this could go either way. This could be all those involved in this, or three, and it's three females. So it may be the three female Supreme Court judges, and you know who I'm talking about. You've got here the fading misogyny, you've got my Harris card, you've got the Page of Swords, the whistleblowers coming forward, the information being revealed. You've got the Homeland Security, the abandonment and walking away. So it's Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, or walking towards. So this could be acknowledging the spilt cups and walking towards. And then we've got here legislation and treason. Not all's been revealed. Not all's been revealed, but they are going to be. And then we have this Five of Cups, which again has the three spilt cups. And then we have somebody potentially either riding in as a winner or the military and the truth. So what it feels like is that the first, okay, I'm not going to say the first arm to be implemented. This feels like the first oversight to be implemented, because then you've got something unexpected out of left field that is bringing a tower moment, and then we have to decide which way we the people want to go. Okay, what I'm getting is that the judicial branch, I mean, it'd be nice to say it happens all at the same time, but it feels like, okay, thank you. But whatever, okay, thank you. But your guide's as pushy as mine. What they're telling me, oh, goodness me. And then we've got the two tens on the bottom there. Okay, what they're telling me is that it's almost like there's going to be, if I say, military coup of some sort. And the first that will be re-implemented will be the executive, which will be the panel with those underneath that will just be appointed. And at the same time, the judicial. So you've got these three. Now, I might be completely off track, and this might not be the way it goes, but this is the way my guides are showing and telling me that it will be the judicial and the executive. And what will happen is that the judicial will then investigate the legislative to weed out all those that were implicated. That's the word they want to use, implicated. Oh man, it's getting confusing. So show me the and voters, potentially elections, because this is my voters card, being paused until such time as they can be trusted. So let's have a look at the so that's the judicial branch. And I think that's going to, and what I'm getting is they're going to be the ones that will investigate the legislative branch. Is that right? So to weed out, show me what will happen to the legislative branch. Want that card? What will happen to the legislative branch? And I've got a couple more thrown out. No idea what they are. Show me what will happen to the legislative branch. What will happen to the legislative branch? You want that one? Okay. Right, this one flew out. Let's see what this one is first. Okay. Emotional loss, disappointment, heartbreak, betrayal. Found out, discovered, because here's the whistleblower, or should I say the investigation, potentially bringing forward the truth, and the hermit, and the secrets being revealed. This is almost like an investigation happening here to, again, shine a light on the snakes, reveal the secrets. Actually, they're just telling me to stop there. This one I've spied a couple of times, the Four of Cups. Not liking. You've got the Page of Pentacles, which is information about the votes. Not liking what's on offer, information about the votes. And then you've got the Lovers, all those that were in this misogynistic energy, that this fading misogynistic energy, and then you have the Justice card. So yeah, I do feel that these justices, and I'm going to say the three, because you can't have just one. Let's talk about a concentration of power. But the three will then start the investigation into the like it's almost like the whole legislative branch is going to be suspended. Okay, I was going to say dismissed, but what I got told to say was suspended until they can be investigated to see who was complicit. You've then got this Seven of Pentacles attempting, the empty basket. It's almost like, okay, thank you. The investigation and then the harvesting of those that can come back. The Sun card, the Ace of Wands. Now we got this for the judicial. And then we've got the Knight of Swords, bringing forth the truth. I can keep going. We've then got the Five of Pentacles about this moral, financial, ethical corruption, unexpected information being brought forward. The Circle of Three in regards to investigating the vote flipping. Volatile information coming forward about secrets that happened, the how it all happened. And again, I can keep going, but okay, that's what I'm getting. Right, show me the executive branch. Now, I do keep getting that Harris will be offered, but it will be up to her what position she wants to take. I got that she would take the AG position, and she's not the one that investigates. She will bring on special counsels, etc., to do the investigations and the prosecutions and stuff. So just be aware of that. So show me the executive branch. What's going to play out with the executive branch? Going to play out to I've got down next the US economy to read next reading, and I'm sort of wondering whether it's even worthwhile, but let's have a look. What is going to happen with the executive branch? What's going to happen? Show me with the executive branch. Right. Again, you've got these working together. Three. I keep getting three at the top, and then panel, then the next layer panel, and then the next layer to fill all the positions. Right? We've got two threes, the Three of Cups, the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands, for me, the original meaning is a plan coming to fruition. Could always be overseas help coming in as well. But to me, this is about the ship coming in, the plan coming to fruition. So this is 2 is the planning, the 3 is it comes together. Okay. And a new uncharted territory. Fool card. New beginning. Have faith that this is how it is going to work. The universe has got your back in regards to this. And I will say it again, uncharted territory. Doesn't matter what happened in the past. It's the same as after the Civil War and the Revolutionary War and everything, the Great Depression. We are in uncharted territory. We need to work out how we're going to do this as we are doing this. There is no rule book document to follow. The Ten of Swords, the complete and utter downfall of the current executive in the face of the truth. And we've got the Tower. So what was, no longer. And then moving forward, and only then moving forward with the swords of truth. And there's the harsh truth coming forward, and you've got the American eagle flying high in the background there. Could be D&I Haynes's report. This is my D&I Haynes card report. You've got the Four of Wands. Can mean an announcement coming from the White House, but this can also, for me in this particular deck, means entrapped by the information coming out, whoever these people are. And you've got the Chariot, the potential military coup, bringing forward stability with the Temperance card there. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, okay. I think I've probably covered. Don't ask me how it's going to happen. I don't know. We are in a period that we have never seen before. Now, I was talking to one of my lovely viewers who is going, what the heck's happening with the US, talking about the, that the position of world leader. It seems to have been too much for the US, and we were talking about it. And one thing that I was really, I was typing away, and what I got, actually, I'll bring it up and tell you exactly how I worded it, because I just found it really fascinating if I can find it. But it was basically, I get so many emails. Yeah, no, I'll just go off the top of my head because I get so many emails. Basically, what's happened is the US found itself after World War II in a position of world leader. The US really, if you think about it, is a teenager that's been brought up by neglectful parents where they basically threw money at the US. So this is very, very wealthy, a lot of wealth within the US. Now, this is not degrading it at all, but what I'm saying is that it's like the US is a teenager that was brought up by moneyed, neglected parents. So it it has ideals above its station. It thinks money can buy anything. I'm not talking about you guys. I'm just talking about this underlying current energy, where there's a belief that the US is the center of the universe, and that they can do whatever they like, their money, their power, their parents who have the best legal representation, that sort of thing, can do whatever they like. And this is where the US has found itself. Canada and Australia had some pretty strict tight with the wallet parents in the UK, where we were brought up basically knowing that we weren't the center of the universe, knowing that we had to get on with other people, knowing that we had to play nice with the other kids. So there's this dynamic that's going on in the world at the moment. And that's nothing against you guys at all. It's just the underlying progression of a country as a whole. And this is why the energy is shifting at the moment, because the US is now into its later teenagehoods, gone out and suddenly been told no by the rest of the world. For the first time in their life, they're being told, don't think so. And and again, it's not you individually, it's just this sentiment of the country because of the way it developed. And for the first time in its life, it's actually receiving no's and pushbacks and I don't think so's, which they're struggling with as a country energy as a whole. So I'm just putting that out there. It's nothing against any of you guys, but we are looking at this shift that's happening. So I have no idea how it's going to progress. I just know that it's going to, first of all, get worse before it gets better, as those that are in these positions can see this coming and they get desperate, but then it will pass. And we'll be in this new energy where we have no idea. And we'll make it up as we go along, which is why in the here and now, we keep encouraging you to decide what you do want going forward. Okay, love to you all. Take care.